Today, I'm going to show you how to convert your music videos into vertical videos using Final Cut Pro. So first thing you need to do is open up Final Cut Pro. Let's do that. I got a lot of plugins, y'all, I'm sorry. Next, what you want to do is go to File, New, Library, and just title it whatever, something you can remember of what the session is for. So I'm gonna just title it tutorial. Next, what you want to do is File, New, Event. So this creates your whole project, and all your footage is gonna lie within the event. So you can name the event. I just leave it as the date that I created the event. It doesn't really matter. But what you want to do is change video setting here to vertical, and that's how you get that vertical format. Or if you wanted to just change the resolution, you basically just flip the vertical or horizontal numbers, and that creates the vertical. So Final Cut has, if you have a newer version of Final Cut Pro, a newer update, it has one that's vertical. And then you adjust your resolution and your frame rate. I do a 24p timeline because all my performance shots were shot in 24p, and that's what the main video is, frame rate is for the video, but you can change it to whatever frame rate your video was shot in. And here, the resolution, you can change the resolution. I normally leave it on 1080 by 1920 because that's what Instagram recommends, but just know the higher you make your resolution, the bigger the file size is. So make sure you have hard drive space. But we're making short, small clips, so it shouldn't be too big of an issue, but normally I just leave it in the middle. Hit OK. Now next, what you need to do is drag your music video into the timeline. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Let's go, baby, let's go. So here I got a music video called Do or Die. Beautiful Afro beats. I'm going to turn this volume down because it's super loud. Oops, I'm on the wrong tab. Yeah, so let me turn this volume down. Change that back. My bad. Now, let it render. I'm gonna let this render for a second. But as you can notice, the music video is dead square box in the center, right? And I'm gonna let it render for a second, and then we're gonna stretch it out. So the easiest way to do this to where it's not wonky or anything is under this first tab. Let me just move my playhead so you can see. So under this first tab, you scroll down to type, change it from fit to fill, and now your video is vertical, right? The problem that you're gonna have is that sometimes you're not going to be centered, so you would have to make a keyframe, use the transform window, and just keep moving it so that you can stay centered. Me personally, I don't really do that too much because when we're shooting music videos, we try to make sure that the talent stays within the center of the frame so that we don't have to do too much moving around. But of course, with B-roll and stuff like that, you're panning wide, and I just leave it. I'm just more worried about the talent staying in center. But for this tutorial, I'm not gonna do all the keyframing and all of that. We're just gonna push ahead. But yeah, so now it's vertical, right? Next, what you want to do is chop up each section. So normally what I do is I chop up the intro, the hooks, and the verses, the bridges, the outros, just each section. Just make each section its own piece by itself. So I'm gonna just play through this video, and I'm going to cut each section up real quick. So Command B is the blade. So this is the intro. This was a beautiful video. This is the first hook. But as you can see how I'm mostly centered, that's how you're supposed to shoot your music videos. Because we're in a new age where vertical is a real thing, and that's something you have to consider when you're shooting your music videos. this is the first verse. Like, you don't have to always be perfectly centered, by the way. So you don't have to like keyframe it to where you're perfectly centered the whole entire time. It's not really that necessary. You just don't want to be completely out the shot. This was an absolutely amazing video. Alright, that's another section. So here's another hook. And as you see, when you cut up for each section, because most of the vertical videos, you want to keep it between 15 to 30 seconds, right? So if you do each section, you have more content to post. Alright, here's the second verse. And you can always adjust. Once you're done cutting, you can always adjust so that you know that you got that whole section. You're not cutting off words and stuff like that. So at the end of each clip, there's this little icon that looks like a bridge. That's how you adjust. So you just make sure you adjust before you export it out. Alright, here's another hook. So we already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We already got 5 clips. This is the last hook, and I believe I have an outro as well. So let me do one more cut. Last cut, right? So now I got my intro, I got all my hooks, and I got all my verses, right? So next, after you adjust using this bridge, you can adjust the length of the clip. So you want to double check and make sure that it starts and ends exactly what it's supposed to be, right? Next, what you want to do to export each clip is you want to change from the selector tool, change to the range tool. Now click on the clip that you want. You see how there's brackets now on the end? So when you hit export, that's the only piece that is going to export. And you can see the time right here, that in the right corner, how long that clip is. So if I go to the next section, my next section is 28 seconds, another 28 seconds, and so on and so forth. My outro is like 14 seconds, right? And just whatever is highlighted in the brackets is what you're exporting, and then you export. And it's that simple. So it's a little bit of an adjustment you got to do if you're not centered, or I wouldn't even say completely centered, but like completely out the frame. You're going to have to do some adjustment with the transform to make sure that you're in the shot. But other than that, that's how you do it. So if you have any questions, just let me know. And until next time.